EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory, as we look at the Friday leaderboard. The leader is Australian-born Lucas Herbert. He shows the way at 7 under. So we'll pick up the action on the tee at the par 5 14th. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
The beauty of this par 5, so many different ways to play it. You'd be a little wayward, even with the tee shot or the second shot, but really, it's going to be about the third shot today. How close can you hit it?
This is a 13-footer. Oh, how about it? A beauty there. It is in for a birdie, and he'll get it now to 4 under par. Just 2 shots off the lead. Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pot bunker that has to be avoided.
Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second.
Shame, good opportunity, but that ball just sailed on by.
Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
Yeah, this one's a little bit downhill overall, with a break from left to right to consider also.
Yeah, good putt. That's in for par here at 15. And he's going to stay 2 back. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. This one starting a little bit left.
So, he's actually human. A fairway miss. That one goes into the rough. I wonder what's going to happen next.
We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
Okay, didn't want to let that one get away. It is a par here at 16, and he'll stay a couple of shots off the lead. Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you can make your mark on the sport. Frank, so much history at this par 3.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played into the breeze. It was a one-iron for Jack Nicklaus. Said one of the greatest shots he ever hit. Actually hit the flagstick, nearly went in. And, of course, one of my favorites is 1982. Tom Watson had missed this green to the left, and the late Bruce Edwards was his caddy. And they were looking for options because they were in such a perilous situation with the US Open on the line. And Watson said, well, what about if I just hole it? And if you look really closely at the footage, as Watson starts to run across the green, he's pointing his finger back at Bruce and saying, I told you so. And then just a few years ago, too, Gary Woodland, he had to chip it on this green and made 3.
"13 feet away." Yeah, that's well done, though it is for bogey here at the par 3, and he's going to fall to 3 shots off the lead. Well, here we are now at arguably the greatest finishing hole in golf. 536-yard par 5, Pacific Ocean, massive fairway bunker stretching more than 100 yards on the left, and cypress trees, just a few of the things you need to contend with. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Setting up in the fairway, 200 yards to where that hole is cut. Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. And that will be a score of 68 here in round 2. So our featured golfer here, pretty solid through the first 2 days, safely through to the weekend ends. EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From breathtaking Pebble Beach, California, it's live third-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Beautiful weather here in this early February fixture for golf fans, and if you're locked in winter's vice grip, well, this represents a bit of hope on the horizon as we check the leaderboard. We've got a tie at the top here at 10 under par. And that should be just fine. A good drive there to get the Saturday round underway. Walking the course today, let's bring in Notah Begay III.
Driver typically not the textbook play here, but executed to perfection, leaving a short iron for the approach.
That's a head scratcher. That approach shot from relatively close in. I would have been looking at 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah, you really got to put a charge into it up that slope, and that is fairly well done. Well done. That is in for a par here at the first, and he'll stay at 5 under. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
Another very nice tee shot. He looks awfully comfortable here with these first couple of drives. That's a nice shot right there. Landed just short, released onto the green, and now a chance for an eagle 3.
Stay focused.
Nope. Okay, no problems there. Finishing off a birdie at number 2. And that's going to move him to 6 under par. On to the 397-yard par 4 third, where some players drive it over the trees on the left to cut the dogleg, while others play it more conventionally. This is a pretty hole, the third. 397 yards, just a gentle dogleg to the left. And you do have the option, if you're longer, maybe you just take it up over those trees and cut the dogleg, leaving yourself very short shot in. Or you can play it out to the right, have a little bit more in, but still certainly with a good chance at birdie. Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. Now Notah, his second from the fairway.
He's got 95 yards to the front, 114 gets to the hole, pin sitting back right. Sandwich takes flight. It's coming in just a bit right. Pretty average.
Oh, I always knew that was going to be a good shot when it left the club face. What's that, 8 or 9 feet? Excellent shot.
9 feet remaining here for birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt. A birdie here at 1. And he's going to move to 7 under par, 2 under on the day. Frank, this is where it becomes really obvious where you are. You're at Pebble Beach. There's the Pacific Ocean, and this begins that magnificent 7-hole stretch right along the ocean. A fun hole, not long, 331 yards up the hill. We're at the 4th.
Yeah, and each one of those 7 holes that you refer to, Rich, there's a common theme, which is don't look right. Because that's pretty much the ocean the whole way around. And this one here, that decision has to be made. 330 to the front of the green. If there's a hint of a breeze, you try and drive it. Otherwise, really, you've got to worry about that pot bunker. It's between 230 and 250 yards. But As I first said, do not go right.
Good chance to get one in close from here. This, his second. Not much to this one. It's for birdie. Yeah, that's a well-played hole. It's a birdie here at 4. And he's got it to 3 under now, just 2 back. We arrive now at the 189-yard par 3 called the New Fifth. Despite being redesigned by Jack Nicklaus late last century, safest play here is to the left center of the green. Now from the bunker.
Just a little splash out on this par 3.
That's out of the bunker, but it does not find the green. It's into the rough. I don't think he's going to fall in love with that one, Frank, but it won't hurt him.
No, but you'd expect from there to sort of get it within kicking distance. Now you got to work.
Good stop, though. It is for a bogey 4. And that'll drop him back down to 7 under. Well, this is where the excitement starts to build early in a round at Pebble Beach. I know it's the 6th, but you're coming into possibly one of the greatest stretches in all of golf. This is a 498-yard par 5, goes up the hill, Pacific Ocean in the distance, chance to make an eagle here, and chance to feel really good about where you're headed. And that will do just fine. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Wonderful tee shot here. Biggest challenge is you cannot see the pin sitting on the green. You're going to have to pick out a point along the edge of the cliffs to get the ball on line.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Birdie putt now moving to his right. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. And that's going to move him to 8 under. Frank, the 7th tee is almost spiritual. You just want to hit a little baby wedge that kisses the clouds and drops softly on that green. Then you want to stare out at the Pacific just with a whole lot of gratitude.
Yeah, when I first played at Rich, I couldn't help but be sort of in love with the beauty of the surrounds. Plus, I couldn't believe how short the hole was. And I thought, well, this is sort of, you could almost throw it on the screen. And then I played it on a windy day.
Okay, that one's dancing. Now this for birdie.
And this putt moving right the whole way. Got to keep the pace up to hold its line.
Not too bad. Didn't quite get it far enough left, and maybe a little too gentle as well. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And he's going to remain at 8 under. Now to one of the most picturesque par fours in the world, the 8th hole here at Pebble Beach. Jack Nicklaus, who won the U.S. Open here, called it simply the greatest second shot to a par four anywhere in the world. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Gotta think this an extra half club or more as he sets for his second into the wind. Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and he'll remain right where he is. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 ninth, ocean, all down the right, and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here. That's right in the pocket. Now, watch this gravity take over here. That's got to come on down the slope. Wow, really well done. From the fairway, we check in with Notah.
Well, when you find your ball in the fairway at the 9th, you hit a great tee shot, one of the most difficult fairways to hit on the entire golf course, but now it opens up the opportunity to hit a great second.
That's a good shot, and more importantly, too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
Now, Notah, this for birdie.
And this has a pretty clear right to left break to it. Players got to recognize the speed. This is when that guys leave short quite a bit.
Got it there, but not quite on target.
Just like that.
Just a tap in there for par at the 9th. And that is going to finish off a 3-under front side as they go out in 32.
Start of the inward half and another big and gold par 4, Frank, with the ocean yet again running the entire length of that right side.
Yeah, you call it the ocean, I call it the world's largest water hazard, but look again on the other side of the fairway and you'll see those 3 bunkers. Needless to say, they have to be avoided. But you do actually have to hit your tee shot just inside those because, once again, you've got a fairway that tilts left to right.
Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot.
What a way to start the back nine. That is a tremendous iron shot.
Should make this about 80% of the time. It's for birdie. Yes, rolls it right in. A birdie here at 10. And he's worked it to 9 under par. We head now to the 370-yard par 4 11th, where ideally you'd like to favor the left side of the fairway to open up the approach into one of the smallest greens at Pebble Beach. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Second shot upcoming with that pin tucked in the front left. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Didn't trust the read there, and that's going to cost him. Safely in. It's a bogey here at number 11. He'll fall back to 8 under par.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that is that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Okay, that should be inside of 10 feet. Not too bad. No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And he'll stay right where he is. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards of par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. Second shot coming up. Let's bring in Iona Stephen.
139 the number to the flagstick today. Pin on the right-hand side, so really looking for a fade in here if he can.
And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
Pretty big left to righter here for birdie. Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And he'll remain 3 shots off the pace.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
No issues here. That is into the fairway. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
It's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's 2 good shots if you can't reach the par 5. Par 5's normally the easiest holes to birdie. It's a little bit of a waste unless you can come up with something of a genius of a putt.
Okay, good putt. And a par here at 14. And he'll remain right where he is. You may have heard of the 17-mile drive near Pebble Beach. It's scenic. It is one you absolutely want to put on your bucket list, but you don't want to get there by chasing a tee shot onto the road. That's what can happen if you blow it way right here at 15, if you do keep it in play. At 393 yards, this 15th hole is absolutely one on which you can make a birdie. Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. Little bit of an awkward distance for this, his second. And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. A look at birdie here at 15.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Hang on. That's going to leave about 3 feet. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And he'll stay right where he is.
Par 4, 16th hole, Frank. What's the right play off the tee?
You don't need driver here for a start, Rich. It's a long iron or even a fairway wood. Now, you see that big gaping bunker in the middle of the fairway? That's not really in play. 205 yards gets over that. But that's the line. If you look closely up the right there, those 2 bunkers, you just see a little sliver of the bunker, the left of the 2 on the right. that's sort of a no-no. So anything slightly left of that runs out about sort of 280 yards, that is prime. They've all been going straight up until that one. A little bit of a test coming up.
Ball appears to be sitting up here in the rough at the 16th hole. Decent lie, but you just won't be able to get it to spin. See what he can do now with this, his second shot.
Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Well, that, not his finest effort, and it's going to leave a very anxious putt to say bogey.
Okay, no further damage. It's a bogey 5, and that won't help the cause one bit. If you stop for just a moment, it can really hit you where you are and what's happened here. This 17th hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. Jack with a 1-iron that hit the flagstick in 1972 on his way to winning the U.S. Open Championship. And then a decade later, Tom Watson from just long of the green, chipping in for a birdie to beat Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, history made here at the 17th hole.
And that's not exactly ideal. Far from a tap-in for his par.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.